Welcome to the African Podcast, your go-to destination for infotainment, trending updates, and thought-provoking social commentary. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that thumbs up button, and get ready to join the conversation.
All right, welcome everybody. How you doing? This is another edition of our right here on African Podcast. If this is the first time you're watching our channel, please hit the subscribe button and of course hit the notification bell so you will get notified whenever we go live. All right, I want to share this story with you guys. This incident happened in Nigeria and actually occurred. News started making the round in 2022, but the incident originally occurred in 2017. And the reason I'm bringing this to you guys is because I want you guys to answer two questions for me. Of course, you know how we do it over here. I tell you the story, I read some of the reactions on social media, and of course, you know how we do it at African Podcast. I will leave it to you guys to also chip in your opinion concerning the issue at hand. So there is a reason I brought this story up, and that reason is that I want you to answer two questions for me. First question is, where is karma when we need it the most? Where is karma? Because sometimes incident happens, wicked people treat good people badly and they get away with it. So after this story, I want to read from you guys. I want you to tell me, where is karma when we need it? And the second question I have for you guys at the end of the story, I want you to tell me, what's your take? Should DNA be made mandatory at childbirth? I know we've seen that question fly all over social media recently when you consider all the DNA issues we got going on. But I want to ask again, is it okay? Would you support the motion that DNA should be included as part of childbirth? Because the rate at which men are losing their life, losing faith in sanctity of marriage, the alarming rate of infidelity among couples, to be frank with you, well, it is what it is, but I have issue when a woman is pregnant and knowing fully well her husband is not the father of the baby, and yet she pinned those baby on the husband. So that's why I just have all this thought in my head, and I feel like, okay, let me ask my spouse if they're gonna support the inclusion of DNA test as part of childbirth. Now, let's get into today's story. This story, as you see, is the story of a man. He's actually a 45 years old man, a Nigerian. He was 45 years old at the time this incident occurred. And the basic tenet of the story is that the wife committed infidelity by cheating on the husband with her boss at work. So the wife worked as a banker, and the husband also worked as a banker. So at the time, the husband worked with Oshani Bank and the wife worked with FCMB Bank in Nigeria. I don't even know if that bank is still existing right now. And her boss at work, the MD, was having an affair with her. The husband has no clue what's up or whatsoever. Okay. Second thing is, the wife's boss happens to be the father of their two children. Yes, Mr. Thomas at the time thought he was the father of their two babies. And known to him, both kids belong to the wife's boss at work. I think the boss name is, call him Adam Nuru. Yeah, I think the name is Adam Nuru. Yeah. And the next thing is that wife took the kids to America, and when she was leaving for the United States, she left under the pretext that they were going for vacation. They can afford it, of course. And she was in United States until the time of resumption when the kids are supposed to be back in school. And then that's when she told her husband, Mr. Thomas, that unfortunately she's not coming back. She said she's not coming back, and she revealed to the husband that the husband is not the father of the kids, that the real dad of the children is Mr. Nuru, her MD at FCMB Bank. I need you to think about that for a minute. How does it sound? Let's try to be in today's shoe for a minute here. So, your wife suggested, hey babe, this summer, let me take the kids to United States for vacation, let them go and have some fun. We can go to Disneyland and all that. And then the husband signed up for it. And summer is over, school resume in Nigeria, it's time to come back. And then call your wife and you're like, all right, babe, what's going on? You ought to be back by now. School is resuming. And she said, sorry, baby, I ain't coming back. No, I'm staying here in the United States with the kids because actually these children are not yours. Think about that for a minute. How are you going to feel? That was the situation. So why Thomas was still trying to understand what just happened to him, like, is she for real? Why Thomas was thinking about it, the next thing, why fight for asylum in the United States, according to the story. And then she accused Thomas of domestic violence. She claimed Thomas was abusive. And those who knew them up close, described Thomas as a gentleman, that Thomas can't even kill a fly. So you tell me, should we include DNA test as part of childbirth process, or where is karma? I'm trying not to laugh, but this is crazy. Anyway, let me quickly read the story to you guys, or maybe before I read the story, let me actually show you the picture of the people I'm talking about. So, as at the time this story was making the rounds, these are the picture that was flying all over social media. So, to the left of my screen is Tunde Thomas, and in the middle is the wife, and to the right is Adam Nuhu, the MD. I would have shown you their kids, but as part of African podcast policy, we don't like to put children faces on screen. Those are innocent kids. They're gonna grow up one day. We don't want them to come and see their faces on our channel. But there's something about the kids. So those who knew them up close said Tunde's wife is fair in complexion, as you can see in this picture right now. And the MD is also a fair in complexion man. Why Tunde himself is not that He's more or less like a dark man, kind of, but not too dark though. So the picture we saw of the children and their dad, the kids actually look more like the MD. But like I've said on African podcasts, sometimes children can look like anybody. Only DNA can tell you the reality, right? So let me just tell you what was in the news. I will read it to you right now. I'll take some comment and then I will wrap this up while I wait for you guys to tell me what you think in the chat. So, but here is the full story. This story, I don't know why people started to reshare it again. It's making heavy rounds on social media right now. I don't know what's going on, why they feel like they should bring it back. So, again, let me show you. This is the images attached to the post. We're gonna come back to the images for. Let me just read the story. All right. Let me grab my glasses here. Kama, where are you, man? I don't know why Kama keeps disappointing us when we need it most. All right. So here's the story. Tunde Thomas died after his wife confessed to him that her boss at FCMB, Adam Nuru, is the father of their two kids. Tunde Thomas, alias Tunde Gentle, 45, died about 2 weeks ago from heartbreak. The two kids from his marriage were discovered to have been fathered by the current MD of FCMB, Adam Nuru, who was his wife's boss. Tunde's wife, Moyo Thomas, Nee Ojo, was reportedly engaged in an office romance with her MD, a relationship that was well known to all in the bank. Happily married billionaire Nuhu, while he got carried away in fornicating with Moyo, spared no thought for Tunde, who was bringing up the two children he thought belonged to him. Tunde in the known said, those in the known said Tunde was so in love with and attached to his wife and children that he spent most of his resources on them. He took them to London, Dubai on holidays. He also spared no penny in putting the kids in best schools. At the height of the shameful relationship, and when the older child was about 8 years old, Moyo suddenly resigned from FCMB and traveled to the United States with two children, ostensibly on holiday. It was when the school session started in Nigeria and the children were not returned that Tunde started asking questions, and the lady finally summoned the shameless courage to tell him the children were not his. She then went to the extent of filing for asylum in the US on the ground of marital violence in Nigeria against a man known to all men by his gentle and easygoing disposition. Her aim was, as land, was to get the green card and also get Tunde barred from entering the US, so she would not be able to look him in the eye and tell him the bitter truth. Not long after receiving the sad news, first in 2017, Tunde reportedly suffered stroke. He recovered from the stroke, was said to have become a shadow of his former self, as he would often cry without reason. As he got over the illness, Tunde was said to have tried to pick up the pieces of his life. He reportedly started another relationship with a lady lawyer. Soon, he invited some friends to accompany him to visit the lady's parents on 26th December. However, the visit was not to be. Tunde was said to have got home from work in the night of 15th December 2020 and collapsed at at his residence staircase. He died instantly. Autopsy report put the cause of his death as heart failure. Tunde Gentle, former staff of the defunct Shoni Bank, was buried on Wednesday, 30th of December 2020. May his gentle soul rest in peace. Here you heard his story, and this is the picture of the late Tunde Thomas. That was the obituary. And of course, you can see the picture of himself and his said wife, and also the MD, Mr. Nuru. All right, let me take some comments under that post and we can wrap this up. Remember to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and of course, let us read from you, okay? Right? So, this is coming from Blessing Joe. Blessing said, an old story though, but to ponder upon, why would people marry when they don't mean it? When I read stories like this, it baffles me seriously. Desperately jump into marriage just to destroy someone's life. Florence said, you do know the US won't grant her asylum if there were no evidence of marital violence, like she claimed. She already knew they would verify that the man is gentle to outsiders doesn't mean he isn't a demon to his wife in the confined walls of their home. I'm not condoning giving her husband another man's kids, but men bring their illegitimate children home all the time for their wives to raise. Make we suffer on the outrage when a woman is excelling in a male-dominated field. Now, these are the issues. I know. Even right under the comment on this post, some women still gonna come around and say, okay, men do this all the time. Men do this all the time. They should cut her some slack. The reality is, this doesn't look good. And I do say here, do to others what you want done unto you. So if you're gonna defend this woman, just ask yourself, do I want this to happen to my brother? This is about Tunde Thomas. It's not about other men out there who are cheating. This is about a man presumed to be innocent. All right, let me just move on with the comment. This is coming from Olashion. Olashion say, a foolish man spends millions on wedding. A wise man reserves hundreds of thousands for DNA. The choice is yours. Trust at your own peril. Do you agree with Ola? I kind of I like that quote though. A foolish man spends millions on wedding. A wise man reserves hundreds of thousands for DNA. And the choice is yours. Trust at your own peril. All right, let's keep moving. Yewande said, I know it's hot, but it doesn't worth putting your health at risk. Life happens and we have to summon courage and move. I'm talking from experience too. Had 4 girls for a man, sent me out of the house according to court verdict, and took 2 of my children with limited access. Had to pick the pieces of my life and started all over. Thank God for the grace to forge ahead. Oh, I'm so sorry, Yewande. I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Let's move on. Oh, this is a long one. God help me. So, Honorable S.A. Corey said, following the allegations of paternity fraud and infidelity involving Moyo Thomas and Adam Nuru, Several legal and professional consequences ensued. 1. Adam Nuhu, voluntary leave. Adam Nuru, the managing director of First City Monument Bank (FCMB), took a voluntary leave from his position amid the scandal. This was a response to the allegations of unethical conduct, the potential impact on the bank's reputation. Hmm. Board review. FCMB Board of Directors initiated a review of the allegations against Nuru, focusing on any violations of the bank code of ethics and conduct. The review aimed to determine if there were any breaches that warranted disciplinary action. All right, public and stakeholder reactions. There was significant public outcry and a petition signed by over 1,400 people calling for Nuru's dismissals. The petition highlighted the ethical implications and demanded to comprehensive investigate and demanded a comprehensive investigation by the Central Bank of Nigeria and FCMB. Hmm. To Moyo, all right, I like to hear this. Public statement. Moyo Thomas publicly clarified that she never told her late husband, Tunde Thomas, that he was not the father of their children. She maintained that Tunde was indeed the biological father of their two children, countering the allegations of paternity fraud. Family support. Moyo's family also issued statements supporting her claims and refuting the allegations of infidelity. He emphasized that the divorce process was never initiated by Moyo and that no divorce papers were filed. Hmm. All right, 3. Legal and ethical implications. Ethics violation. The allegations against Adam Nuru were primarily related to ethical violations given his position as a senior executive in a prominent bank. The scandal raised questions about his professional integrity and the potential impact on the bank operations and reputation. Public perception. The case drew significant media attention and public scrutiny, leading to widespread discussions on paternity fraud, infidelity, and the ethical standard expected of corporate leaders. In summary, while Adam Nuru faced professional consequences, including a voluntary leave and a board review, Moyo Thomas dealt with public statements and family support to counter the allegations against her. The case highlighted broader issues of ethics in corporate leadership and the personal toll of such scandals on individuals and family. All right, let me just take like 3 or 4 more comments and then call it a day. But don't forget, I want to read your thoughts in the comment. Just let me know what you think, okay? This comment is coming from Adam SN. Adam said, how can you not see the uncanny resemblance among the kids? And said MD. Again, I really don't want to show the kid's face, but just for reference, you guys saw uncanny resemblance, but to me, as a dad, I will tell you that sometimes you need DNA to prove these things. It's not just by resemblance. You don't know all the members of the late Thomas family. You don't know if the dad or mom actually are fair in complexion and they look chubby. So I leave that to you guys to figure out. All right. Okay. So Jenny Nkechi said, the same people judging this woman support you. Oh, I like this already. I like this already. Okay. Oh, Jenny said, the same people judging this woman supported your infidelity and cheating in marriage is painful. It doesn't matter the gender, please. 100% I support what she said. Because anytime issue of infidelity, cheating, and all that is on social media, you literally found two group of people for and against, and then suddenly become gender war, right? That's not what we're talking about. The point is, when you're married, respect your marital vows. So thank you, Jenny. I love that. Thank you. Chisom said, in the working class lady and blah blah. Oga, open a business for your wife, or better still, pay her monthly to avoid story that touches the heart. Oh boy, this one. I don't think being a working class automatically means that your wife is gonna cheat on you or something. That is like old mentality right there. All right, let me finally take this one. Latifa Olusheyi said, you see those who cheat without empathy, they always run away, never accountable for their deed. Cheating is not a gender thing. All right? Never accountable for their deed. Cheating is not a gender thing. It's an individual decision. Marry those who have moral standard and core family values. People who lack those two principles from their upbringing don't believe in family. They are very selfish, greedy, and heartless, and lie so easily. Karma is waiting for everyone. All right. Karma is waiting for everyone. Like the last comment says, but this bring me back to the question I asked at the beginning. Where is karma when we need it the most? Whether it's a lie, it's true, whatever it is, one remains that Mr. Tunde Thomas is no more. The children will grow up and they will read about this story. Yes, let me say that again for those at the back. The children, they will grow up and they will read about this story. They will get to learn how their father died on the internet. Please, I want to appeal to you, men and women. Respect your marital vows. Do not step out on each other. It never ends well. All right. Tell me what you think in the comments. My name is Nuru. Definitely say I'm gonna see you. Definitely I'll see you in the next one. But I just want to know if you agree with my thinking that DNA should be made part of childbirth so that a man can know his fate. Immediately those kids pop out. Or if you are against it, let me know. Also, let me know if you think karma is a B. But why don't we see karma where we need it? If you examine the whole situation, who is to blame? Would you blame Tunde Thomas for loving his wife and trusting her that much? Would you blame the woman for having an affair with the MD? Okay, somebody said in one of the comments that I didn't read, the person said people should focus on the MD. The MD is a married man too. Why should he leave his wife and started committing adultery with, started fornicating with another man's wife? Well, that's another good point. But if you ask me, this is all shades of wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, don't be a stranger. You know, we have this segment right here, called this one African Podcast Reaction Show. Such a sorry tale, man. Money. You know, like they say, some women are never contented. No matter what you do, no matter what you sacrifice, they always want more. And as a man, I think sometimes you need to pay attention to your spouse. Sometimes look at your children. If you have this slightest feeling that looks at these kids are not mine, do the needful. That's my opinion, though. If you suspect these kids are not yours, do the needful. All right? This is African Podcast Reaction Show. Hit the like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comment, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is African Podcast Reaction Show. Subscribe, like, and leave your thoughts in the comment.